Good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawole. Ahead of the APC meeting of the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, scheduled for Thursday, 24th July 2025, President Bola Tinubu has been urged to ensure that the position of the party's national chairman is returned to the North Central. The North Central APC Forum appealed in a statement by its chairman, Alhaji Saleh Zakzaga, released in Abuja ahead of the NEC meeting. It is expected that the APC NEC will at the meeting deliberate on crucial issues in the party, chief of which is the possible appointment of a substantive national chairman to replace Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, who resigned from the position in June. American citizens in Nigeria have a deadline of July 31st, 2025 to resolve their visa issues or risk facing severe penalties from the federal government. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo had announced that foreigners who overstay their visas will now face stricter measures. The punishments include daily fines and long-term bans from re-entering the country. The Oyo State government has received 10 more compressed natural gas (CNG) buses from the federal government. This was confirmed by Dr. Ibrahim Salami Diko, chairman and sole administrator of Oyo State Transport Service, during a media chat in Ibadan. Dr. Diko said that the new addition brings the agency's CNG fleet to 30. He added that plans are in place to set up CNG conversion centers to boost transportation and support a cleaner environment. He further noted that the agency has successfully cleared outstanding gratuities and pensions dating back to 1994, while also reducing corruption within its workforce to the barest minimum. Mixed reactions have trailed the burial of late Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Adetona, who was buried according to Islamic rites against the laid-down traditional rites in Yoruba land. Some notable Nigerian traditional rulers have lent their voices on the incident, which has sparked reactions across the country. Aina Grace reports.
Notable among those whose reactions were aired is the Oluwo of Iwo land, Oba Abdulrasheed Akombi, who lauded the Islamic burial accorded to the late Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono, describing it as a bold and dignified step that should set the standard for how Yoruba kings are honored in death. While the Olowo of Owo and chairman of the Ondo State Council of Traditional Rulers, Oba Ajibade Gbadegesin Ogunoye III, has said that anyone who does not want to abide by the ancient practices of the institution should not accept to be a king. Ibadan residents were not left out as they also reacted.
Indeed, they need to be cautioned because that is an attempt to generate crisis. Are we saying the Muslim will just sit down, the Christian will sit down and say if a Christian is a king, is an Oba, they should cut his head and mutilate his body and eat his liver according to his essay or whatever? If the Christians do not care, I believe the Muslims care.
But all I would just say is that no matter what we do nowadays, we should uphold our culture. And that's one of the reasons why, because we know the importance of our language and our culture, and we want to continue to promote our language, our culture.
What Oba Adetono made some of us realize was that he never passed through all this kind of a thing, like eating anybody's art that he didn't partake. He had been on this matter longest time to say that, look, he lives a free world.
In another development, the International Council for Ifa Religion has threatened to sue Ogun State government and the family of late Oba Sikiru Adetono for violating laid-down traditional rights of bearing traditional rulers in the state. Aino Grace, Dominion News.
Since the introduction of point-of-sale (POS) in Nigeria, Nigerians have since then devalued the use of automated teller machine (ATM) for withdrawal and other minor financial transactions. Following the dominance of POS over the use of ATM, Dominion News correspondent Seyifunmi Akinsoya surveyed the preference of Ibadan residents, and here is what they have to say.
ATM, because ATM is safer than POS. POS, they can display, they can debit you, and you will not allow to withdraw the cash, but you will see the debit alert. So you will need to go to your bank to go and claim the error. So that's all I can say about it.
I like POS more than ATM card.
Though I use POS machine, but I think I prefer ATM machine because of the charges. It's almost the same thing. But the reason why I prefer POS is that when you get to ATM machine at times, you might not be able to get your money on time. It's been, I mean, at times delay. There is always delay at times. But POS machine, all these POS, like if you get to them, you get your money.
The people who use point-of-sale (POS) agents for cash withdrawals in Nigeria can brace up for yet another price hike with the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) latest increase in automated teller machine ATM withdrawals fees. Nigerians have been admonished to always speak up whenever they are in difficult situation. Some Ibadan residents, in an interaction with Dominion News, enjoined Nigerians to desist from criticizing people as it contributes to a high rate of depression, which, according to reports, often leads to suicidal attempts.
A lot of factors lead to depression. I mean, a lot of reasons lead to depression. For instance, family problem. It could be a financial problem. It could be spiritual problem. It could be anything. A lot of youths nowadays don't have jobs. Like, even graduates, it is very hard for them to secure a job due to the economy of Nigeria. A lot of factors are putting them down, I mean, driving them down. So it leads to depression. Let's say, for instance, now, someone that doesn't have a job and you have to pay house rent, you have a family to settle, you have a lot of bills on your neck. Tell me, why won't you be depressed? There's no how you will not be depressed. And you have a friend that is into, let's say, Yahoo, Ebola, for instance. There's no how you will not be depressed, because you'll be like, oh, Lagbaja Shebai, why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? So these things can lead to depression.
I believe one of the things that cause depression is lack of food. When you don't have food, of course, you will be depressed. And not only that, another thing is finance. A lot of people set goals, and when they do not achieve them, it leads to...
Over the years, data have shown that depression often affects people's feelings, thoughts, and behavior. And now to the foreign scene. 81 applications to run in the presidential elections set for October this year have been submitted to Cameroon's national body in charge of the organizing elections. After breaking away from supporting President Paul Biya earlier this year, Bello Buba Maigari is running in the presidential race for the second time in his political career. The same goes for Maurice Kamto and Cabral Libi, with both also changing political party affiliations for the election. The flood of applications, meanwhile, remains dominated by men, with only 7 female candidates declaring their intentions to run in the presidential elections. Argentina has announced that Chinese citizens holding valid U.S. entry visas will not require Argentine visas to enter the country for tourism or business purposes. The decision by President Javier Milei was made to boost tourism and deactivate mechanisms which have impeded the free development of Argentina's economy. It comes after China extended its visa-free policy to citizens of Argentina in May, as well as those of Brazil, Chile, Peru, and Uruguay, putting some of Latin America's largest economies on equal footing with many European and Asian countries. Yemen's Houthi militant group has said that it had launched a ballistic missile at Israel's Ben Gurion airport near Tel Aviv. The Israeli military said it had intercepted a missile launched from Yemen following the activation of air raid sirens in multiple regions across the country. The launch from Yemen followed an Israeli military attack on Houthi targets in Yemen's Hodeidah port, in its latest assault on the Iranian-backed militants who have been striking ships bound for Israel and launching missiles against it. And now talking sport. Real Madrid and several other clubs want the FIFA Club World Cup to be held every 2 years instead of 4. As reported by Madrid, FIFA, however, sees this as impossible for now. Recall that FIFA expanded the 2025 edition of the Club World Cup from 7-team to 32-team competition. The World Football Governing Body then recognized the winners of the previous 7-team format will be renamed to Intercontinental Champions. You can follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, @Dominion Broadcast, and on X, @Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Olusegun Fawole. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.